Thank you. Good afternoon. It has been reported that the following government for this selection of the demonstration. Honorable colleagues, can we look at the agenda quickly? If there would be any amendment or we adopt it as. Thank you. It has been moved and seconded that we adopt the agenda as it is. Thank you so very much. Good afternoon to all of you. Good afternoon, Mr. Jan. Quickly before I go, we'll do a brief introduction. I am Honorable Abdullah Chairperson of the State Select Committee.
Omar Jagne. Good morning. My name is Alamin Elgiba. I am counsel to the committee for today. On my right is Mr. Ahmed, and on the left, there's nobody sitting there, but eventually there will be this activity.
Thank you so very much, Councillor, to have a secretariat. Mr. Jan, before we allow you to say anything, I'll put a statement to you, and you will affirm the oath before you can put your testimony for today. So, welcome to the National Assembly State Select Committee. On behalf of the State Select Committee of the National Assembly, I welcome you to the city campaign, into the inquiry, into the sales and disposal of assets identified by the Committee of Inquiry into the financial activities of public service enterprises and offices in relation to their dealings with the Jagne. You are appearing today in response to a common delivery to me by this committee to provide testimony on matters in your knowledge that is relevant to the work of this committee. Please be reminded that you are appearing under oath and pursuant to the provisions of the 1997 Constitution. It constitutes content of the National Assembly. The may you withhold in protection or conceal any information relevant to the committee's work. You are further advised that in accordance with parliamentary privilege, any statement or testimony provided for this committee cannot be used against you in any court of law, except in case of perjury, where it is proven that you knowingly and deliberately provided while the oath. We are therefore expected to proceed fully and provide truthful and accurate responses to all questions posed to you, whether by the committee discussion or members of this committee. We appreciate your presence and expect your utmost support and cooperation throughout the proceedings today. Thank you. Secretary, can we have Mr. Debate for the witness to the registration?
I am Ramadan.
Thank you, Mr. Grant. Your testimony for today.
Good morning, sir. Mr. Jan, how is it? Please enlighten me enlighten me on the proper title. What branch you are, so that I can acclimatize my reference to you.
I am 84 Jagne.
Sorry?
I am 84 Jagne. 1369, I think that's right.
For your sergeant.
Yeah. So I appointed as a person.
That's fine. But okay. Sergeant Jagne, I would refer you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Sergeant, if you, I would begin by putting some questions to you with regards to our administrative procedure. So you can confirm or not, right? Or deny that. Were you given or issued rather a summons to produce documents from the committee? The question is whether you were issued a summons paper asking you to submit documents. Sorry? Okay. And I also wish to ask whether you were issued with a summons to appear.
I just wanted to ask, I don't know, witness, Jan? Are you comfortable speaking English? I do. Okay, good.
All right. Sergeant, were you given, or rather you were given a summons to appear before the committee investigated for the purpose of witness statement taking. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you appeared and gave that statement. In fact, you appeared twice. You gave a statement and an additional statement. You also received a summons to appear before this committee, and that's perhaps why you're here. So altogether, you received two summons. Okay, Sergeant Jagne, I don't know how to put this to you, but I wish for you to relax as much as possible. The members of your ranks are not amongst you here. Here you're freely speaking to the representative of Zambia, as you can see them lined up in the high table.
Okay.
We want you to be as relaxed as possible. You don't need to refer to me as sir. Council is fine, so even Mr. Biba. And your responses don't need to be military-like, because I already noted that you started to say NO. No. Please be as relaxed as possible, as human as possible. We don't want you to bring that regiment here. Yes? If I could say it that way. Just all to say that you should relax as much as possible and feel at home. All right. We will begin by you giving the committee a brief introduction of yourself, your professional and academic background, and perhaps how you came to contact with the JANNEH Commission on all of the issues around it. Over to you.
Okay, thank you very much.
I would ask you to just push the mic closer to you. Perhaps put the nozzle down a bit. Yes. Align it to your comfort.
I am Adama, living in London, in Jagne Army. I joined the army in 2004, graduated in 2005, and I was posted at Unibarra with about 2007. I traveled to Boston. 2002, February 11, I was first family. And 2016, I was moved to India. Then this past 2020, I put it travel back to Toronto, and I came back 2021.
Okay. And I joined Jagne Commission while I was looking at photo. Then this part Jagne Commission sent a team for Jagne for evaluation. They came to do their evaluation. And then I joined them. They did the first evaluation in photo.
You just mentioned Mr. Jai. Do you have a first name?
If I'm not much of, I think it's Jagne.
Okay. Okay.
So when they meet me at photo, in fact, the way I go to photo is started for the Common Secretary General who asked me, and then we learned that there's nobody at photo, and then the items are before joining of after photo, why don't you go to photo? And I took it with and then if you take it now, I will inform them that I think if I know what it was something. So later part, after 2 days, the same brother for them thinking about like, so he called me. He said to me like, I talked to the CIA. I then you have Commissioner Dabo, who was the I think some commander at CIA sciences. He happened to send the CIA. If I'm not wrong, it was like 6 by personnel. Just myself makes 7. By the time we go to photo, twice, Siaka Jagne was there. But the time we are just entering, Siaka was out. And through this,
Let's just keep it to introduction, your background, profession, and how you came about the NSA. I believe you already answered how you came about the NSA. You said it was a deployment from
South Africa,
who
from
is your superior? And you were at the office of the president at the time. Okay, can you, I would eventually ask you to describe the exact circumstances of your deployment. But for now, I wish to know whether there was a letter deploying you. Were you informed by a letter or were you just given orders for it?
I was given orders verbally simply because I was looking on the command. And it's the same command who gave me that task. So don't be CIA.
Which command?
This is something.
Which is control? Is he the one who gave you the order?
Together with the former Secretary General,
And former Secretary General Director, is he an army personnel?
he's not an army personnel, but then it was Secretary General, my boss was very after
So when you say I was working on command, what do you understand or what do you mean by that?
why I say my command who asked me to join the CIA, so
Your superior. When you say you're working under command, are you denoting that? I'm trying to, again, I go back to my intro. I wish you to be as comfortable as possible. And I wish you to not give military answers. You're a military man, you're wearing a military uniform right now, and you mentioned command. So you give me, what I understand from that is that you are taking orders from the top. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
That's all you mean, that you are taking orders from your superiors.
Exactly.
Okay. My question was whether you got a written deployment letter. You were not. It was verbal. Did you ever request for one?
No.
Did you? What was the nature of the deployment? How did it happen? Can you just? Give us the scenario, how it played out.
I thought it when the other fellow come up to the next day was having some items there, and then that was not security by them. That's why he didn't necessarily go post the security there to protect the property. I think that's why he had to stop on Monday to access the security there to security.
So he invited you to his office? How did it happen? That's my question. I want to take you back to that particular day. How exactly did it happen?
He didn't invite me from his office, but as I said, while this, the person was at Woodfoot, we normally go there 10 to 10, and I know the other for before anything else. Then he asked me where I'm right now. I said to him, anyway, I'm at the field, but I normally come here 10 to 10. He said to me, you are still at the garage? And I said, yes. By then I was still at the garage. He told me that before doing that, we have some people need to disappear. And then I like to attach you from to that team going at food, then you'll be with them. That's how I.
And prior to that, you were in State House under the vehicle control of it.
Yes.
How many superiors did you have in that case?
My father said is sometimes he is my team, and I will just want to.
So apart from Sediba, was there someone else on top between you and Sediba? Or were you second in command in Sediba?
I was the second in command. There was a Muhajir.
And then?
And then you have, if I'm not wrong, there's a one commission also called Dabo. Dabo, but I don't know the name.
At that time you were 5 in total, correct?
Exactly, if I'm not wrong.
You've already mentioned 3 people.
Yep.
So after that third person, are you next in line?
You have also one new person called Lee.
And he was more senior than you?
Yes. I was the junior cadet.
So you were the junior of the.
I was the junior of the.
All right. So my question now is why you? Why were you the one deployed there? You were the most junior in the office, and yet you got the benefit of having to go and man a whole perimeter.
Not actually, I was the commander to mount the whole perimeter. So the person was handed to Commissioner Davo and Sediba.
When we say the place, you mean MSA?
Yes.
It was handed over to the vehicle control office. You mentioned another name apart from Sediba.
Just Commissioner Davo, the PIA commander.
Okay. So they were supposed to take joint control over. I'm assuming the PIU was supposed to facilitate the security proper, and the vehicle control office was to manage that. Was that the case?
Exactly.
Okay. So, were you briefed on the condition of the premises and the assets there when you were being given the instructions?
As I know, it's like when Sediba came and meet us there, together with Commissioner Davo, the advice he.
You know, I'm in the sky right now. You mentioned that it was given to Commissioner Dabo, the premises, which is MSA, was given to Commissioner Dabo and the vehicle controller, Sediba. And it's from Sediba's office that you take your command from. So even though you were the physical presence at MSA, it was Sediba who was in control. That is your evidence. Now, I just asked a question, and you went straight to when they found us there, when Sediba and Dabo found us there.
Okay.
You skipped a lot of evidence for jumping onto that. I want to know how, after you were deployed, how when you went there, who did you find there? Who received you? Was there any handing over notes, etc.?
If they actually handing over, I'm not the right person who to take over because I was the guy in charge and I was not a single man in front.
Say that again.
I said, if they're actually handing over, I'm not the right person to take over the handing over because I was not the senior man and I was not the guy in charge.
That is precisely my point. So when you go on to say the bar found you there, it doesn't tell you anything because as per your evidence, it is in fact the handing over was done to Sediba. So in fact it was Sediba who was in possession of the place. Okay, now take it from there. You were in, okay, I believe, Honorable Chair, with your permission, I believe there's... Yes, please. Mr. Jagne,
Yes.
I think you need to help us out here.
Okay.
With my personal observations, I have the feelings that you are hiding a lot from us. We're talking about the military here. In terms of your deployment, we believe that cannot be done by the Secretary General as a civilian and a public servant. From your chain of command at the military, who exactly facilitated your transfer to MSA? From the chain of the army we mean here.
It was not a transfer, it was attack. Because I was never being transferred, it was attack and I stayed on that. And we all know during impasse, to whom are you going to take order by them? And as far as I am concerned, when I was wearing this uniform, I took front and I swear, as I did right now, I'm just giving life and support.
Mr. Jagne, sorry, you just mentioned during the impasse. Can you mention that again? Thank you. Sorry.
What I mean is, when you ask me a question, I take orders from who and who transferred me. And I said to him, there is no transfer. It was attack, and I'm still under attack. Attack. Okay. Through my understanding, whom are you going to and take order from?
That's right. Back to you, Honorable. Mr. Jagne,
Yes, please.
being it transfer, being it an attachment,
Okay.
my question again is, who actually attached you at MSA under the chain of the army?
It's the same question that you are asking, and the same question I'm going to answer. I am not, by then, I am not there, I am not seeing anybody whom you know you can stand and say, I give order to Jagne to do this. It was only Sediba who I was working with the control. And he's the one who attacked me there and Jagne permission with me assignment.
Mr. Jagne,
Okay.
is it not true that in the army you have a specific unit responsible to control military vehicles? Is it not true that within the army structure you have a department or a unit that is responsible to coordinate and supervise all military vehicles?
Each and every unit has your own MPO. MPO means motor transport office. So every unit. The guard will have their own, likewise window.
Mr. Jagne, my question is, which you partly answered. You said every unit in the army has a MTO.
Yes.
In that MTO, who was your command?
I was working under MPO by then. So I'm not an MPO, I'm a mechanic. You have seat legally, you have an MPO. You just have a seat.
Mr. Judge, my question is, who was your commander? Who was your most senior?
At the time, my commander was President Army Commander Jagne.
Senior is your commander.
Commander by then.
So meaning if we are to be moved either on attachment or on transfers, that authority must be given by Senior. Yes or no?
In no circumstance.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So in this specific circumstance, who ordered your attachment to MSA?
You are to keep part of my.
I must repeat because I'm not getting the answer. It's just now that you give me part of an answer, saying Said Njai is your commander.
Yes.
And if Said Njai is your commander, will you be moved from one unit to the other without the authority of Said Njai?
The same thing I am talking.
We are not saying the same thing. You said Sediba and someone else. You were never talking about Said Njai. It's now that you talked about Said Njai.
Because the question you bring, that's warrants me to mention Said Njai. But
That's fine. That's okay. That's okay. I think this is
Mr.
Sorry. Before Honorable Sir comes, let the witness answer Honorable Jagne. You need to answer that. He's not good enough. Repeat it. Allow him to
I want to come
repeat.
back. I want to come back. I want to
Please, let him answer that.
I agree. But here, on the same issue, he made me during the impasse. It was like you don't take order from anywhere, according to him. But again, he was saying that his immediate command was Mr. Fadera. So the person that you are asked, because these are different units, or these are different areas, where you have the police and the army. Before going to Mr. Fadera, to be posted or to be transferred to that department under different control, who ordered your transfer or who ordered your attachment to that area? That's what he's asking. Who gave you the order to go and work with Mr. Fadera? You didn't just jump on yourself to go and work with Mr. Fadera. Somebody asked to go. Where did this start from?
I don't work under Mr. Fadera.
You don't work under Mr. Fadera, but you are taking Mr. Fadera's command.
As I said, I can still repeat my point. I am working under Seriba as a business employee at the time and still now.
And you are working under Seriba.
Yes.
Seriba. Then who transferred him to Seriba?
I am under attack.
Who attached you there?
It's the army who attacked me there.
Under whose command?
That's my commander.
Who?
Seriba.
That's what we are asking you. Say Njai command you. Did he give you a letter to say move there?
In the army, we normally give letter. We normally give pardon order.
You are not giving letters.
That's a pardon order. You don't normally submit that.
So that order was it written?
It was written as pardon order.
So it was written and given to you?
Sorry, I don't.
The order was given to you.
I didn't get it clearly.
Can you explain what do you mean by pardon order?
Pardon order, that one, every week, they normally face a document at the board. Because every soldier should go there and then know your posting or know where to go or know what to do. So they call it pardon order.
Mr. Jan, now you are coming. You are giving the order to go and work with Mr. Fadera, Mr. Seriba.
Sorry?
You were asked to go and work with Seriba.
Whether I am asked to go to Seriba.
You were asked to go and work with Seriba, or you were attached to Seriba.
I am attached.
You were attached to Seriba by Mr. Njai. Correct? Thank you.
Now, the fact is, here, he is not really giving us answers, and we need to be very much careful here. Simply because you cannot come and sit before us and tell us we are obtaining orders from a civilian against a military task. You get it right. And now he is saying there was a platoon order that was communicated, which actually led for him to move to MSA. My question here is, for me, what I cannot understand is the way the Gambia police has a vehicle control unit at State House. It is in the same way the army has a vehicle control unit. So for me, this either movement to go under an attachment or on a transfer should be determined by his line of command. And he should be able to tell us who exactly commanded for him to move to MSA. This is our interest.
Yeah.
Share just a quick one so we can get clarity. Mr. Jagne,
Yes.
you mentioned two things, that is parting order and then attack.
Mm-hmm.
On which authority are you still serving? Are you still serving under the parting order or are you attached?
I am still serving under the German National Army, attached at Bureau Control. Africa.
Can you differentiate for us what is the difference between a parting order and an attachment?
I don't understand what you mean by parting order.
You said every day you will go and look at the
That's
board.
it,
Not
part one order.
part one order.
Part one order.
Okay, can you differentiate for us the meaning between part one order and attachment?
Attachee, as far as I know, is individual whom you attach to another police. Part one order, as far as I know, is a document that you paste and go there and then see your occupation where you need to be.
When your commander, State Njai, was really instructing you to go and work with Sidiba, was it a part one order? Was it a part one order?
Can you allow me to explain?
No, answer this before you go.
Guess what?
Answer the question I asked you before you move.
Say it again.
You didn't hear me.
No, repeat it back first.
Mr. Jagne, I will ask you the question again.
Mm-hmm.
You said a part one order was given to you, not so. Then your commander State Njai was asking you to go and join Sidiba. Is that correct?
Right.
That's correct. And the part one order, how long does it last?
I don't understand what you mean, part one order, how long that, because of
Mr. Jagne, allow me now. You see, you and I wouldn't go along. You said every day for the part one order, you will go to the board and look where you are posted. Not so. Which means a part one order is for a short duration.
the way you label it, no. It's not a short duration because, like, for example, can I give an example?
Go ahead.
Fine. Like today is Tuesday. I can go to the partner order and see Jan is redeployed from, for example, State Guard to Yundum Barracks.
Okay.
Like today, Tuesday. That redeployed have no boundary. I can be there for 2 years, 1 month, 2 weeks. If within 2 days, they transfer me to another place.
So which means you were transferred.
Transfer and redeploy are the same.
Tell us the difference.
Okay. Transfer, when you are transferred, they need to, like for example, I am attached under civil control. Hadn't been I was transferred, they will took my file and my everything to civil control that Jan is directly transfer at civil control.
So this order from State Jagne, just 2 questions for you. This order from State Jagne for you to join Sidiba at the civil control, was it before the late Dauda Fadera's order or after?
Dauda Fadera and State Njai, because this, you are talking of 2017 issue. This was
I'm not talking of anything. I'm just taking it from your...
That's what I'm telling you.
Yes.
Because it was the same day, wrong. It was the same month, if I'm not wrong. Because when I was working on the State Njai fighting during in past, and then at the time these commanders went to at the border to escort the ECOWAS. When they go there, and then this coalition people, because they have their own security by then, they went to court and start doing their own things.
Mr. Jagne, we don't have the luxury of time. The question is simple. The late Dauda Fadera's advice to you to go to MSA and work under Sidiba, was it before or after the part one order was given to you by KPI? That is the question.
When he told me that, and I went back to my command and I explained to him this happening, and he said to me, as far as security is concerned, no problem, you can go and security the place. That's what I'm going to go there.
So which means Dauda Fadera approached you first before KPI.
Yes, sir.
That is your submission.
That is my submission.
Okay, I will stop there. Yeah.
Can you come before you go further? Mr. Jai, Mr. Jagne, huh? Jagne. Good. Then you realize that this committee is not joking. Not right, not so. You've been watching us. We've sat down former ministers and we've taken them through. And you as a military officer, we are not looking at the uniform, we are looking at you as a citizen. And this committee is also here for the public. What we expect from you is to be very frank with the committee and give us answers to questions that we are being asked. If you refuse to do that, there are consequences for that. And this is not sparing anyone as far as you working within the public service. You sit before this committee, you must adhere to rules, and of course you must be able to respond to questions. If you did not do that, you have the rules to apply elsewhere, okay? So we will allow council to proceed with this questionnaire. Thank you.
Yes, Sergeant, I would also just add that your testimony for the analysis of the high table. So while I do appreciate the eye contact, when the high table is addressing you, it would be appropriate for you to face them. Okay, you can proceed. However, with your interactions with the members, you highlighted a few things, and I want to go back to that conversation. You've mentioned two instruments or documents. One is a Part 1 order, and the other one is an attachment. So the attachment was not a document, it was a verbal instruction, correct? The Part 1 order is a document that military officers will go to a designated notice board to search their names and know where they have been assigned. Is that correct?
Right.
Now, what is the interval in which this Part 1 order is issued?
Interval line.
How many times a month, a week, a year does this order come in? And how do you get aware of this order? This Part 1 order?
It's normally every weekend.
Every week. So you are required to go every week to know whether you still remain in your assignment. So military officers, even if you have been deployed to the border, you still need to go back to visit the notice board or send somebody to look where you're going to be deployed.
They normally distribute.
It's distributed to different points.
Like, I can give you examples. For example, I'm at NSA right now. Every weekend, they normally send one family and then send it to all those units on the,
And it seems like every weekend since your first appointment at NSA, they have been consistently extending your mandate. All right, so before your interaction with the members, we established that you did not get any written instructions for your attachment. Yes? And we also established that your orders from the army are to go and answer to the office of the president. And the office of the president have attached to anything.
from the
Correct?
dual control.
Yes, sorry?
I say on the dual control, yes, sir.
Under the vehicle control unit.
Right.
Now, the question I asked you that you were to answer for me was how you were briefed on the condition of the premises and the assets there. Were you ever briefed?
Then I was like, yes.
Who briefed you?
He said it.
So when did he brief you? On the ground or before you left State House?
Physically underground while we are all there.
So that was your first day. Your first day was a briefing session. That's it.
I don't know.
Your first day at NSA.
He briefed me verbally when I was at the office, but when we go to the photo finally, he also came and meet us there to tell you the KIU. He just briefed us and give us the separation of the premises the vehicles. So you have two kinds of vehicles there. Can you hear me? Go ahead. Okay. Because you have another vehicle parked in one side, those two are government vehicles. Asking to
When you say another vehicle, you mean one vehicle or several vehicles?
Vehicles I mean.
Okay.
There were a lot of vehicles parking there
Okay.
by the government. Another vehicle also was parking.
Again, let me just stop you there. It's fine. You're going very well. What I want you to do is, since the committee has got the benefit of visiting the MSA and knowing the layout, explain explicitly, because we do remember the layout. So explain where they were parked, so that we can get a visual of the circumstance.
For those who from the last time, when you get right inside NSA, you see like where those helicopters are, go around. There is the place where they park this government vehicle. But at the hangar, it's like a big hangar, like 2 or 3 hangars, there's a place they park former president's vehicles.
All right, so when you go along the perimeter wall from the gate, where there are currently some broken down helicopters, you turn on your left, you see some structures and some shade. That shade is what you're referring to as hangar. And under that shade is where they park the vehicles that are the subject of the Jagne Commission. The vehicles that were the subject of the Jagne Commission, correct? Correct. And then where were the other category of vehicles parked?
When you get right away at the entrance of MSP, go towards those helicopters and then wheel before you have the hangar, you have vehicles parking outside. So the government vehicles are parking outside, only the former president vehicles are parking inside the hangar.
And when you say government vehicles, you meant government vehicles that were the Jagne Commission was not looking in. Those were government vehicles that went to MSA for repair.
Yeah, according to the brief I have from my commander of the those vehicles, they took them for auction, but the auction was not being established.
I don't understand. That point is very crucial. Please clarify that point for us.
Okay. The government vehicles parking there, those government vehicles, they park them for auction. So before they say auction, this thing happened. So they're not able to auction those vehicles.
Which thing happened?
This election, whatever, 2016, 2017.
Okay, so what you're saying is that prior to the election, there were certain government vehicles that were highlighted
Exactly.
for sale
Exactly.
by auction. Okay. Do you remember how many there were?
Actually,
Were you given, in your briefing, were you given an inventory of those vehicles so that we can separate those vehicles effectively from the vehicles that are the subject of the Jagne Commission?
he was not telling me, sorry, he was not giving me the inventory, but he always said to me the inventory has been taken by him. But I mean by him to the past.
I'm trying to put myself in your shoes.
Okay.
And to receive instructions from a superior.
Mm-hmm.
Here you are, you're manning a perimeter that, do you know the size of MSA? By any chance?
I cannot really go to say it's a very wide place.
Quite big, right? I would say roughly around 200 by 300 or 400.
Or it's more than that.
It could be more than that. So let's go roughly with the rough idea I gave you. 200 by 300, let's say 400. 200 by 400. And there are several vehicles and vehicle parks scattered around that perimeter. Now, if I'm receiving instructions from my superior, who also has averred my mind to, before I even go on, at that time, was the Jagne Commission set up or not? It was not. Okay. At the time when inventory was being made to separate what was the former president's vehicles and what was government vehicles. Vehicles were scattered all over. There was no, from what you're explaining, anyway, there's no clear line between the vehicles that are the former presidents and the vehicles that are government, unless there was.
It is.
Please further explain. That's why you need to explain clearly.
It is.
All right, so explain how.
As I said, you know this hangar, you know have about 3 hangar there. What I mean by hangar is like those structures that that you see building at our forces.
Yes.
Those hangars, only people been there, we already identified as former president group.
So what about those vehicles? Did you take an inventory of those?
That's what I mean. The people who took me there, he said, themselves they already took inventory of those vehicles.
So you were not given a copy of either inventory. So we are talking about 2 separate inventories here. An inventory for the government vehicles that were earmarked for auction, and an inventory of the vehicles owned by the former president.
As far as I know, at the time, it was not differentiated that this is that. But we use our own initiative because we normally say this garage is going to Jagne. That we normally say for those days. That's why the people Jagne was using, we just highlighted that it's Jagne's property. So we just tag them under the fence. But to be frank, I was not giving any inventory, but I was deeply briefing that because I was not the command, as I said, on the ground. I was working on the people there. And
Under who?
sorry?
Who are those people?
This I say, the place was handing over to Commissioner Dabo.
Okay.
We are just there to security.
Sergeant Jai. It's Sergeant, right?
Yes.
Sergeant, let's establish something. On the ground, you were the commanding officer.
I was on the commanding office. One was there.
Who was the commanding officer?
The point also was the Dabo, as I said.
So Dabo had a station on the ground.
Dabo was going to come.
Then Dabo was not on the ground. Dabo did not have an office on the ground, did he?
Actually,
Who was there?
during that time, I can take me.
It is
I will
you.
never
Then-
run to for my responsibility.
Okay. And I will not chase you from your responsibility. So, we have established that it is your command. You were the commanding officer
At the time,
at the time, on the ground.
Yes.
Of course, you had your superiors. Please proceed. You were talking about the distinction between.
Exactly. So, I use my own initiative and say, as far as this is the vehicle that, for example, was used, then I think this one belongs to Jagne because the first day we arrived there, when said about from and they started greeting us, you guys should be careful, let no one come here and then get people all this and that. Anything you want things to be clear, inform Commissioner Dabo because it was a garage. Like for example, I'm at MSC. You are a friend or you are an uncle, you will bring your vehicle to me for repair. Unfortunately, the instant moving out of that place, while your vehicle was there. If you come with your vehicle, you must come with your documents. If you come with your documents, you verify it to the commissioner, that is Dabo. You will clarify which vehicle is going to dismiss who come to you because you cannot miss anything without Commissioner Dabo. That's why I say the case was entirely the Commissioner Dabo. We are just there to secure.
We will get back to Commissioner Dabo a bit later, or shortly after application. But what I wish to understand is, you've mentioned 2 narratives here. The first narrative is that it was Farmer Sediba, the duty controller, the government duty controller, who did an inventory of both categories of people. But you also mentioned that when you went in there, you knew that these were Janne's people because it was Janne's garage, as we always remarked. And you knew that these were Janne's people, so you had your own initiative to separate them.
Exactly.
I'm trying to reconcile the two.
Exactly.
Who did what? Is it you or Famara Sediba who did that?
So differentiate them.
Yes.
That one, I can say, it's myself who did it simply because, as I said, it's a people that they are their own route, I can say. Because there was, I can say, I don't have no scrap by them at the place. So some are luxury cars, some are running. Different from those, I mean, people off-road.
What do you mean different from those vehicles of road?
The one I mentioned, like this government vehicle. The one they took there for auction.
Of course. Okay. Now, do you remember how many vehicles were Jammeh's vehicles at the time?
Actually, it was many different. I cannot say it now.
So, okay. So how did you do the separation then? If you don't remember how many vehicles were in the former president?
The way they park, that's why I didn't separate.
The way they park, that's how you did the
The
separation?
way they arrange them at the hangar.
Yes.
And the way they arrange this other off-road vehicles,
Yes.
they are not the same. And then I fully...
Sorry, Sergeant.
Yeah.
Sergeant Jain, you're taking me to a very dark forest, and it feels like you've lost me there.
Okay.
So you need to come back to this forest and find me that forest. Because
Okay.
you were saying that the vehicles have been parked,
Yes.
but you are the one who separated the two. How is that possible? Are you a magician?
I'm not a magician. But everybody knows the vehicle that I was using. It was obvious.
It is not obvious to the committee, and that's why the committee has witnesses like you to come and enlighten us. So we want you to be as explicit as possible. Don't assume that we know anything. In fact, we don't know anything. We need your guidance.
The vehicle, as I said,
But hold on actually. Honorable Chair,
Mr. Jagne, Sergeant, sorry. Yes. I mean, it appears that I asked you earlier on whether you're very much comfortable with the language, and you said yes. But it appears that you are not, and it's causing problems.
okay.
Would you still want us to stand down and bring the picture for this session? That's what we wanted, because we definitely want to get clarity from what you're saying. And we wouldn't allow you to sit here without being, able to speak the language correctly for us to get the substance from what you're saying. I think this committee will definitely have to sort the service of an interpreter to come and help us get what you're saying.
I'm not problem with that. I'm not problem with that.
Sergeant, I believe you'll be comfortable with that.
I'm not problem with that. I'm
Okay.
okay.
All right. So, what language would you wish to dialogue with?
I can speak Wolof, I can speak Mandinka.
So which one do you prefer? Which one are you more fluent in? I'm also very fluent in both.
I think because I'm a Wolof, I think let me use Mandinka. That means like
But my Mandinka is impeccable. I won't. But I would ask Chair to take a 10 minutes back.
All right. That's fine. So we can stand up for 10 minutes, and then we could have another meeting adjourned for now. Thank you.